Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It's your boy Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is cryptocurrency. Guys, what is going on? I hope your day has been amazing. I hope it's been great. I hope you've been paying attention to what's been going on in the crypto world. Are you paying attention? Are you buying the news? Are you buying the news? Are you selling the rumor? What are you doing? What's going on with you and your cryptocurrency portfolio? Do you have one? Do you have one? A lot of people would, a lot of people think some crazy things are kind of going on cryptocurrency, right? It went under 7,000 again. It's probably around 6,500, 6,600 as we're at the time of this recording of this video. And people are doing what? What do you think people are doing? The question is really, what are you doing? As I can tell you this, like people are saying, well, man, with all of these good things, all of this good news going on with ICE, right? A major exchange owns 24 different exchanges getting involved in the current cryptocurrency space. With more and more banks like Swiss banks getting involved in the cryptocurrency space. With people like Goldman Sachs stepping up in the custodian arena and looking to step up into the custodian arena and provide custodies for these major institutions. With all of these good news, with all the good news that's coming out, why is the price still going down? And guys, you got to, right? You have to think about that. You have to think about that, right? There's a fundamental reason for that, right? And like you got to get it. So, not necessarily listen to so much what people say, but kind of watch what they do. Watch what the major institutions like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, major billionaires like Soros and the rest, JP Diamond, all those different guys. You got to watch what they do, right? And so you got to understand they're coming. Institutional old money is coming into the space. And so do you think that they're coming into this space because they expect the Bitcoin to crash? I mean, like, you have to think about that. So, well, even though the numbers and the price might be down, you have to really consider what's really going on, what's about to take place. And the main reason for the price going down, in my humble opinion, obviously there's always going to be a little bit of manipulation in the marketplace, but the idea is to kind of scare you away from your Bitcoin. That's what it's about. 6,500. That's an interesting thing, right? So when it kind of gets around 6,000, it can make people like a little nervous, right? It can make people just a little bit nervous. And so when we look at the markets on, I like live coin watch because it's more what's live. So CoinMarketCap can be a little bit behind in the prices. And so where are we at with the Bitcoin? $6,500, right? $6,500. So from the all-time high, 67%. 67%. So that's not the biggest that it's been. I think it was over 71% at one time. Retracement, maybe even 74%. Retracement. So $6,500. So what do you think about the price? And why is the price the way it is? Why has it gone down? And you have to get the big picture. You have to get the big picture, and old money is in position to manipulate the marketplace, right? But think about what the institution is doing. They're coming into the space. They're not running away from the space, right? They're coming into the space. Right? So you can't forget that part. They're coming into the space. And it's the same thing really with Ripple, right? A lot of people see, so Ripple here is 35 cents. And a lot of people think, right, like you have to pay attention to what's going on, what's taking place. Ripple is making all kind of different moves. When you hear exchanges actually using Ripple as a trading pair, and that took place last week or 2 weeks ago. I think it was DEX or DSEX exchange announced that they were going to use Ripple as the trading pair. So in traditional exchanges, Bitcoin is the major trading pair, right? And so you buy Bitcoin, right? And then you sell your Bitcoin to purchase other coins, right? So Bitcoin is the major trade pair, right? But there are exchanges now. There's two of them that just recently announced that they're going to actually use XRP as its trade pair. So XRP and Bitcoin, XRP and Cardano, XRP and EOS, XRP and whatever, right? And so you have to come in with XRP in order to trade with it. So it's going to be a lot of liquidity in the marketplace. And so people are wondering why in about a week, Ripple has gone from 44 or 45 cents down to 35 cents. So you have to think about why that is. Think about why that is, right? Because major institutions, old money is coming in and they want the biggest bang for their buck. And so they don't care that it's 45 cents. They don't care that it's under $1. They want it at the best possible price that they can get it. So if it's 30 cents, it's 30 cents. If it's 20, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets down to 25 cents by, I don't know, by the end of this month, first week in September, maybe. Would not surprise me in one bit. They're trying to get the best bang for their buck that they possibly can. That in the end, that's what all of this is. We see, is that Ethereum at $374? Wow. Wow, $374. I didn't even notice that. So it's way under $400. Again, same thing, same reasons, right? I just read an article about Ethereum. I forget what I was reading about. I think it was that I can't remember that guy's name. It's like two A's. It's hard to really pronounce his name. But where is it? Very, very smart, brilliant guy. He was talking about Ethereum. I have to go back and find that. But again, guys, that's about institution money. You gotta. Does that make sense to you? Like when you see the news, when you see about ICE, who owns the New York Stock Exchange, getting involved in cryptocurrency, and when you see about the news of the potential Bitcoin ETF being approved, when you see Goldman Sachs looking to provide custodial services for institutions so that they don't have to worry about losing their money, quote unquote, right? To their major investors. And when you hear about more and more banks, Swiss banks accepting cryptocurrency, these are good positive signs, right? So in the end, you have to get that old money's coming. Old money's coming. I can tell you one of the best places, I think, to get your kind of like your best advice for stuff is people who used to be on Wall Street, who are no longer on Wall Street, who are now into cryptocurrency. Why? Because they know the game, right? They've been on Wall Street. If you spend 10, 12, 15, 20 years on Wall Street successfully, okay, become, hedge fund managers, for example, okay. Novogratz was a, quote unquote Wall Street guy. Mike Novogratz, no longer crypto guy, right? So when you listen to his talks and he's so high on the cryptocurrency and listen to him explain the kind of like what the deal with the price kind of going on, listen to him. There's other guys as well that that you should listen to, but listen to the guys who've been on Wall Street who are no longer there. They can turn you on to the game. I was listening to a guy the other day and he said, in the end, guys, right, he was like warning people, like, be careful what you want, right? What you wish for, because institutional money is coming, and when they come, they play a different kind of game. They play a different kind of game. What if they were able to get that thing down to $6,000? What if they were able to get Bitcoin down to 6,000? Right? They play a different game, and you have to understand that they play a game. They're trying, and this is what he said. They are trying to get your Bitcoin. They're trying to get your cryptos. And they're trying to get it for the best price that they possibly can. If you've been in the space, if you're new to the space, you got to kind of do your homework a little bit. Understand the game. Old money doesn't want you to win, right? You got to understand the game. You got to understand the game that happened in the stock market. You got to understand the game that happened during the tech bubble. You got to understand the game what happened in the real estate bubble. I promise you, in all of those bubbles, institutional money was buying at the lowest, buying houses at the lowest possible prices when you couldn't get a loan. Buying these, telling people that, Microsoft and Amazon were scams, and right, and One time Microsoft and Amazon, I believe it, Microsoft, I'm certain of Amazon, literally because of this news put out there by old money institutions who control the media, okay, a good portion of the media, right? 94% loss in value, 94% retracement. And who do you think was buying all these companies when that happened? Old money, institutional money, scaring you out of the market so that they could buy at the cheapest price. You just got to understand the game. And once you understand the game and when you get involved in it, you want to do it intelligently with the best strategies, right? With the best strategies. And I know that's what we do. We got into the game with the best strategy. What's the best strategy for us? The best strategy for us is asymmetric investing. And what that means is instead of buying 40 Bitcoin, okay, and not owning any other cryptocurrencies, you spread the money that you're willing to lose, money that you can afford to lose, money, that if you lost it, it's not going to kill you, and asymmetrically invest. Spread your risk, right? And so that's like a diversified portfolio in cryptocurrency. So you don't want $10,000 in only Ethereum, right? You don't own any other cryptocurrencies. That's not wise to do because the volatility of cryptocurrencies is challenging, right? And so in asymmetric and really it's kind of like the dollar amount because you can do small amounts of money, spread it out over the cryptocurrencies. So small investors, $200 to $400, right? Larger investors, maybe $500 to $1,000, right? And so and we're talking, people with some money, $500 to $1,000. Why? Because you spread it out. If you got $500 to invest every single play, spread it out. If you have $1,000 for every single play, if you have $1,000, you can put on a Cardano, and $1,000 2 weeks later on EOS, or $1,000 next week on Tron or Litecoin or Bitcoin. 20, 30, different cryptos. Not 30,000 in Litecoin or 30,000 in Cardano. Betting on that home run, from the poorhouse to riches, $100 million win type of deal because you put all 30,000 on Cardano and it goes to 7 cents. The greatest thing about this cryptocurrency space is you don't need to do that. The greatest thing is you can spread it out. 200 to play, 200 to play. You just chart it out. That's what we do. We just chart it out. Bitcoin, $200, $400, $500, $600, $800, $1,000. Ethereum, $200 box, $400 box, $600 box, $800 box, $1,000 box, and we just take that's what we do. Something like take the first 10. 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, check, 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 check. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Cardano's, EOS, down the line, 200. Okay, next time we get some little spendable cash that we're willing to go with, we got $200, 200 more Bitcoin, 200 more this one, 200. Or instead of having 10, you go to 20. Cryptocurrency, so $200 on number 11, $200 on number 12, $200 on number 13, $200 on number 14. You see what I'm saying? Spread it out evenly. Don't have $1,400 in Litecoin, $800 in Ethereum, $2,200 in Bitcoin. No, right? You want to even it out. That's your best bet. Why? Because the gains are so big for a Cardano or a Stellar. They are so big that it doesn't matter if Tron goes to negative 2 cents, right? But if you got all your money in Tron and you didn't do Cardano, you see what I'm saying? You didn't do EOS. $200 goes a long way in the cryptocurrency space. A long way. 200 to 2,000 in a 6-month period, a 9-month period, a year period. Are you kidding me? Where are you going to find it? You can't find it anywhere else. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth, guys, but it has to be done intelligently. And so listen to some. Here's what a smart guy says. Bitcoin, right? This is I don't know if he's the owner or I believe he's the owner or the CEO of FundStrat. His name is Tom Lee. Bitcoin is the best house in a tough market, says FundStrat's Tom Lee. Bitcoin price has had a rough 7 days. The world's largest cryptocurrency marked roughly around 12% in decline in the last week, despite a stream of good news. Fundstrat's Tom Lee, however, makes a bullish case, saying that the cryptocurrency is slowly regaining market share. And that was today, right? The good news matters. Last week has seen a stream of positive news from ICE's announcement on working on a cryptocurrency exchange to Goldman Sachs considering their very own custody solution, all covered by positive headlines. The markets, not so much. In fact, Bitcoin is 6640, shed around 12% of its value within 7 consecutive days of red candles. However, Tom Lee, the managing partner and head analyst at Fundstrat Global Advisors, okay, not the owner. What does that say? Managing partner, okay, told CNBC's Fast Money that these news actually have a beneficial impact on investors and their intentions, guys, and their intentions. That's the thing you got to pay attention to. You got to watch what they're doing, not what they're saying. The news that we have seen from the SEC saying Bitcoin is a commodity to the potential for exchange traded fund is causing investors to decide that Bitcoin is a best house in a tough market. Commodity. Wow. Going further, the popular Permabull also noted that the world's most popular cryptocurrency is far from being broken at these levels, explaining that people are somewhat afraid. Bitcoin isn't broken if it's holding at these levels. I think people are afraid it's going to go back to 6,000 and never come back from those bear markets. In an interview, Lee also noted that the 2018 decline in Bitcoin is historically in line with the cryptocurrency's past corrections. Historically in line with cryptocurrency's past corrections. That's what you got to get. So it's nothing new. This is kind of the same thing. And in the end, it's you got to get that people want your Bitcoin, and if they want to try to get it for the cheapest price, they want you to panic sell. That in the end, that is it. That's why you don't want to put $30,000 on one play, right? Because you get nervous. It's human nature. 30,000 and it goes to $100 or whatever. That's human nature to freak out. So you want to hedge against that emotional kind of feelings, emotional temperaments that you can have: sad, scared, freaking out. About ready to faint, think you just lost all, tanked your savings, whatever. You're going to go through all those emotions. That's why that asymmetric investing is what we love to do. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a planner, tax guy, or any of that. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, what we do, or what we find to be a smarter play emotionally with the money. He says, however, it now depends on new fiat inflows since it's now much bigger than it was even a few years ago. And he goes on to talk about the Bitcoin misery index and things like that. But you gotta get the game, guys. You gotta get the game. Once you get to understand that, you're better prepared to deal with things. So Bitcoin price back over 7,000 on growing support from Wall Street. Now, interesting. So that must have been earlier today. It was earlier today. Growing support from Wall Street is encouraging Bitcoin bulls. As a result, big money from financial institutions could soon enter the crypto market. That's the word. You got to get it, guys, right? Got to get that's the word. Old money, institutional money is coming. Do you think they're coming in because they expect Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is a bad investment? Do you think the people are applying for Bitcoin ETFs because it's a bad investment? It's a bad idea. It's a bad concept. We're not talking about people. We're talking about institutional money applying for these ETFs. We're talking about big money, index funds, funds of funds, all getting started around cryptocurrency. Do you think they're doing that because they expect to lose money? Or do you think they're doing it because they expect to win money? Right? You got to get that. So guys, anyway, so I just wanted to kind of get you, just kind of settle the nerves a little bit. If you're in the cryptocurrency space, you're a little nervous. I know we saw the dips, we bought the dips, right? We saw the 6,600, 6,500, right? So we bought the dips, right? And to get the best bang for the buck, and that's what institutional money is doing as well, without question. So get excited if you're in the cryptocurrency space. If you haven't, I would encourage you to look into it. Look into it. We are, guys, Old money doesn't want you to win. You got to get that. You got to understand that they want your cryptocurrency if you're in the space. Old money doesn't want you to win. They want you to stand on the sidelines. Stand on, that's what they want. And remain the cog in their proverbial wheel. And just keep churning and churning and churning and churning and keep trading your time for dollars. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to take advantage of this, the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. They don't want you to participate in that. This is your chance, guys. This is our chance to win. This is our chance to play in the same field. This is our chance. None of this accredited investor stuff. Cryptocurrency is our chance. You can take, you can take that, football game money. You can take that, that weekend in Vegas. You can take that money in small portions, spread out evenly in the cryptocurrency space. Top 10 coins, top 20 coins, $200, $200, top 20, $200, $400, $400, top 20. $600, $600, and you can do it 200 bucks at a time until you make it happen. It's as simple as that. You spread out your risk, right? You spread out your risk. You only need a few of them things to hit. That's the amazing thing about it. And so the idea behind that concept is you don't want to over-own a loser and you don't want to under-own a winner. So you spread out your risk, diversify your portfolio, guys. This is the thing that I want you to understand. We're in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Are you participating? Never forget that old money doesn't want you to win. Here's what I do know. The battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. The question is, will you go get it? We'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya.